There, it started. Hi, this is Miss Melinda. Welcome to Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva Show. So tonight, I got a big surprise for you. I decided that I was ready to go back to our original class, Linguistics. I decided if we just forget that morphology and the criminal mind article that I looked up, like 18 pages, if we just take that off the table, now I don't feel so overwhelmed, and you're not going to understand it. It's people that are like really high level education, but we could understand it, or if somebody explained it to us, but we're not doing it because that's stopping the whole class. So we are going to do linguistics. My original linguistics and law classes was the original, but I added neurology also, and the solar system, etc. Okay, so what we are doing is we're doing linguistics, okay? So here we go. I started teaching this like a year ago, but it's too difficult to teach on the other social media. Okay, let's get started. So this is our linguistics class, and it's a lot more involved than you think. Everybody mostly knows if I say what's linguistics, most people know it has to do with language. But see, linguistics is actually a lot heavier of an education. I haven't even looked anything up on the internet. These are my notes from a very impressive book. Okay, so linguistics is the scientific study of language and its structure. Okay, phonetics, semantics, morphology. Okay, we got so morphology, that what I read to you is the definition of morphology, the scientific study of language and its structure. And then the four words for linguistics is morphology, syntax, which I already taught you syntax. If you're new and you haven't been watching my audio visuals, go look for syntax. I did an excellent class on syntax. I'm in a white jacket with a white furry collar. Yeah, that's my syntax class. So that's done. And we're in the middle of phonetics. And then we got to do semantics and morphology, because we're going to some of it we're going to take maybe more than just the dictionary. Well, I definitely will be on. It goes down to specific branches of linguistics. Okay, that's after the first four words. Okay, so you'll get the definitions of the first four words of linguistics. Then you will get specific branches of linguistics, including sociolinguistics, dialectology, psycholinguistics, computational linguistics, and historical comparative linguistics, and lastly, applied linguistics. So there's a lot to learn in this class, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a good education for you. If we study, we're going to be studying the definition of each and every word. And once we get into the specific branches, I'm going to bring up hypothesis and theories, or the feelings I think of like with social linguistics, I'm going to tell you what I think. You know, not only will you have this definition, but I'm going to tell you like what I think, for example, with sociolinguistics and what I can say that is all about. I'm not going to tell you right now. It's a surprise, and we'll get to that when we get there. I actually don't have anything like written out, never will. That's why my show's spontaneous. I will tell you spontaneously my feelings of the social linguistics and all the different facets that one rhetoric can have, and it'll become very interesting to you. I will have like I'm short for words right now. What did my one teacher always say? I can't think. But anyway, it's spontaneous. So anyway, okay, let's move on. So, I think I'm going to take my jacket. So this is my cute new jacket. I wanted to show you. I will never wear a costume more than once. I will wear all my crop jackets more than once, but they all will have a different top. So I will never wear the same costume more than once, basically speaking. You know, I'll just flip around some things that you might have seen one piece of the costume, but you will never see an entire same costume. It's just a pet peeve of mine. So what I wanted you to know, I wore it before when I first started filming, but this, it was more like that, you know, and because I had a different top on with this bra, and so it was more open, so you didn't get to see the jacket enough. And what's so important to me, what's so important is it looks like a black denim crop jacket, don't it? Just like one, because they have a million denim jean jackets just like this. It's not. If you got the privilege of feeling this, it's real black velvet. Velveteen, black velvet. I love it. Oh, and I got my black nails again. Look at that. Surprise, surprise. Yes, I guess I went and had my nails done. And they match. Yeah, so this is a black velvet jacket. This is my leopard belt, which I'm sure you like. But now we're going to take the jacket off. I just wanted you to see see that black velvet jacket because it's so cute, you know. But we got a heater here, a long, big heater, and so I don't need a jacket here. Okay, but I wanted you to see my black velvet. You might not be able to tell it's velvet, but you could see that it's much blacker than a black denim jacket would be. A black denim jacket isn't going to be as black as a black velvet. You just can't get it as black as the velvet. So, and it matches this brown bustier with the black thick lace strings to lace it in the front, and it matches. So the lace embellishment and the beautiful black velvet embellishment and my beautiful leopard and copper embellishment metal is all beautiful. I love embellishments. And I was in a real mood for a real Smash It Diva show. And that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's move on. So, morphology, the study of the forms of words and languages. They give an example. When I looked this up, they give an example. I gotta sit up. My breasts are not, can't be too much. Okay. So, all right, let's try this again. So I'm going to say the definition again of this. Morphology, the study of the forms of words and languages. And they have an example in the dictionary. Biology they're using is the branch of biology that deals with the form of living organisms, and with relationships between their structures. Okay. And then we have noun, syntax. We have syntax, which I already taught. So you go to the white jacket with the fur collar, you'll see it, look around, and that's a whole class on syntax. It's much more detailed than this dictionary definition I'm going to give you right now. So please, when you get a chance and you're interested in studying this class, dip on over to the syntax class, the white jacket with the white fur around my collar, and it's buried down because it was one of the few made in the beginning, So, but here's the dictionary for syntax. Noun, it's the arrangement of words and phrases to create well-formed sentences in a language. The syntax of English. The syntax of English. And another, a set of rules for an analysis of the syntax. Okay. And of the language. Plural noun is syntaxes, ES. And it's got generative syntax. Okay, next page. Now we are on phonetics. And that is what I had started teaching you. And this one turned into a infinitive class. Like it wouldn't end, so I had to end it, But I'm going to go back and give more than just the... So I am going to give you more than just the dictionary definition. Yeah. And I had already started that. But I just bought this tablet. Now, I've found, sitting out at a table, I can use it and teach class without being, how can I put it? Fighting with the tablet. It's an expensive tablet, and I don't know how to use it. I have to go for a class, and I'm going to when I get a chance. But you'll see me in the beginning, like under phonetics. I'm falling all over the place, I'm dropping the papers. I'm trying to hold the tablet where my face shows, and it keeps moving over to the left, and my face goes out of the screen. And this is like a constant battle. So I had a few good videos in the very beginning, but once I started teaching more, I was really struggling in a fist fight with my tablet. So if ever, even 2 nights ago, that one, I was struggling and trying to hold it. My arm could get sore, or my pinky finger, or my palm. But I'm getting better and better with all. And right now, it's doing a great job on sitting on the table. So we're going to stay with that. Okay. So, my knife. Okay, there. Okay, so we're going to stay with that. So now here we are, and we are going to do phonetics. Just the dictionary definition. But if you look for all my phonetics, well, you got 1 or 2 at the bottom when I first started. I think there's a few good, like it's linguistics phonetics. Phonetics is one of the 4 words of linguistics. Phonetics, syntax, morphology, and semantics. Okay, so phonetics, I think I have at least 3, maybe 4. But it's in the beginning, so you'll see me stuttering. My face and head will be like frozen, because I'm struggling with this tablet. Yeah, so don't think I'm a weirdo. When I act weird, I'm in a fist fight with my tablet. Okay, but you should study all the phonetics I have, and that'll get you a good beginning of linguistics, one of the first 4. Okay, so phonetics is the study, and let's say it's in shorthand with magic marker all over. What's this word? It got drenched. The study, phonetics is study, and it's magic marker and pen, and the ink bled all over, and I can't read that word. Okay, phonetics is the study, and somethingfication, speech. And then it says, these are old notes. These new notes are like 2 years old, so they're raggedy. So bear with me, please. But you'll be getting a better, you just go tonight when you get off. For me, there's other phonetics classes, and you'll get it there because my ink is bled and this paper's old. But phonetics, there's at least like three audio visuals in this YouTube channel here. Okay, so phonetics to study, and somethingfication, clarification probably, of speech, a phonetics laboratory. And it's also speech sounds. Phonetics are also speech sounds. Okay, so then we have semantics, the branch of linguistics and logic concerned with meaning. There are a number of branches and sub-branches of semantics. Okay, this is under semantics, including formal sentences. Studies the logical aspects of meaning, such as sense, S-E-N-S-E, sense, such as sense, comma, reference, comma, implication, comma, and logical form. Okay, the next word is lexical semantics. See how heavy this gets? My class is taking it. See where you see it originally? It just has semantics and the dictionary definition. It doesn't go on to say lexical semantics, which is other rhetoric for semantics. But in the dictionary definition I taught you doesn't. Now I'm telling you, outside of the dictionary definition. Lexical semantics, which studies word meanings and word relations and conceptual semantics, which studies cognitive structure of meaning, word and phrase. Semantics, meaning of sentences and sentences. Okay. I lost my place. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's real hard with the tablet. I got to really get used to it. Okay. So, let me say this again. Lexical semantics, which studies word meaning and word relations, conceptual Semantics, which studies cognitive structure of meaning of word, phrase. Semantics meaning sentence and text, or text. Sentence or text. Plural noun is semantics. And then we got thinking and reasoning is under cognitive. Yeah, cognitive is meaning of word, phrase, thinking and reasoning. Okay? I got the cognitive semantics down here. That language is of a more general, quote unquote, I lost my place, a more general, quote unquote, human cognitive, therefore only describe the word, is that world or word? Only describe the word as people conceive it. The cognitive processes. Let me say this again. Where are we at? Cognitive semantics. That language is part of a more general human cognitive ability. Therefore, only describe the word as people can conceive it. The cognitive processes, thinking and reasoning. Okay? And now we have, we fluffed my hair up some here. Okay, there. Now it's not in my eyes. Okay, so now we have cognitive. Cognitive processes involved in reading, thinking, reasons, meaning of cognitive in English Cambridge Dictionary, relating to or involving the processes of thinking and reasoning, okay? Thinking and reasoning. Cambridge Dictionary says that the studies show a change between aerobic, this is in shorthand, exercise, it's in shorthand. Okay, aerobic exercise, let's say this again. Cambridge Dictionary, okay, cognitive studies show a change between aerobic exercise and cognitive ability. Merriam-Webster, cognitive, of relating to being or involving conscious intellectual activity, such as thinking and reasoning or remembering. Remembering's a good one. Okay? And we got specific branches. Social linguistics is the study of language in relation to social actions, okay, including differences of regional class. This is really good. This is the part I really been wanting to teach you. Is this all right here? It's telling you what social linguistics means is, well, I'm going to read this and I'll say from my head, just a brief. Okay, so social linguistics, study a language in relation to social factors, including differences of regional class, meaning where you live has a big influence on not just how you act, it has a big influence on how you talk. Where you live has a big influence on how you talk. And regions, have all kinds of different, effects on linguistics by where you live. So that is just coming out of my head. Okay. So, all right. So it says occupational dialect, gender differences, and uh, linguistics. Dialectology. So ology is a suffix, and ology always means the study of. There's millions of words with the suffix ology, the study of, at the end of the word. Lots of them. So you just know any word that has the suffix ology, that's the study of whatever the word is that you're saying. Okay? So, now we are on, I guess we can move to the next page. Let's see, dialectology, the branch of linguistics concerned with the study of dialects. So I think dialects has to do with doesn't have to do with different pronunciations is dialects, is what I think. I got this paper stapled together and the notes are so old. I can't read this word. It's stapled. Psycholinguistics, the study of, well, we'll find out. It'll tell. The study of relationships between linguistic behavior and psychological processes, including the process of language acquisition. Computational linguistics, the branch of linguistics in which the techniques of computer, I want to say, techniques of computer science are applied to the analytical, to the analysis and science. I can't, see, I wrote this 2 years ago. Synthesis. Okay, let's try saying this again. Computational linguistics, the branch of linguistics in which the techniques of computer science are applied to the analysis and hypothesis of language and speech. Okay. Historical comparative linguistics focuses on how languages change over time. Comparative linguistics focuses on their similarities, okay? Their similarities. I can't take my ponytail out, okay. The stupid thing in the ceiling's driving me nuts. Okay. Okay. Computational linguistics, the branch of linguistics in which the techniques of computer science are applied to the analysis and synthesis of language and speech. Historical comparative linguistics focuses on how languages change over time. That's a big deal, how languages change over time. So as you get older, your talking is going to evolve through with the whole world and all society. You like me at 66, okay? It's saying that where's that at? Historical comparative linguistics focus on how languages can change over time. Comparative linguistic focuses on their I can't talk. Looks like some similarities and differences. Yeah, it's like similarities. There you go. So, comparative linguistics focuses on their similarities and differences. We got it. Well, I got ink and I got highlighter painted all over it, and it's 2 years old, the paper, so we got it. Comparative linguistics focuses on the similarities and differences. Trace some of the differences and changes in sound, phonetics, and phonology, word formation, morphology, and then science structure, syntax, and meaning semantics. Linguistics Society of America. That's quotes, quote unquote. Linguistics Society of America. Okay. And applied linguistics. Applied linguistics focuses on the numerous and complex areas in society in which language plays a role. I'm going to have to take this apart. There we go. We got pragmatic. We got pragmatic. So dealing with things sensibly. Okay. So pragmatic. Get the paper out of here. Dealing with things sensibly, realistically, in a way that is based on practical rather than theoretical concept. Now, what is this? Construction. I can't read that word. Theoretical considerations, I'll bet. It's in shorthand. Okay. Let me say this again. Pragmatic. Dealing with things sensibly, realistically, in a way that theoretical considerations, similar practical matter of fact, realistic, sensible, down to earth. Okay, relating to philosophical or political pragmatation or political pragnation. No, I'm not into politics. I hate them, quite frankly. But what does this say? Political pragmatism. That's it. Pragmatism. Pragmatism. Political pragmatism. Okay. Linguistics. Relating to pragmatics. Pragmatic. I thought of these words on my own. These are not in the list where I got it out of a book. I thought of these words on my own to look up and teach you. So we have pragmatic. Difference, Cambridge English Dictionary. Solving problems. Pragmatic is solving problems in a sensible way that suits the conditions that really exist now, rather than obeyed fixed theories. Obeyed fixed theories. I don't know what that's weird. That word, I'm not sure. Okay. Ideas or rules. Okay. Pragmatic difference. Definition. No. Pragmatic definition. Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Come on, Melinda. Get this going here. is relating to matters of fact on practical affairs, often to the exclusive of intellectual or artistic matters. Practical as opposed to idealistic, okay? Example, a pragmatic leader, like me. Example again, a pragmatic approach to healthcare. 2, that's relating to or being in accordance with philosophical pragmatism. And 3, archaic, busy office. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, this piece of paper is nothing. Yeah, just put that over there. Okay. Okay, so we already said that. I think we're through. But I have a whole bunch of more pages. So I did teach you the dictionary definition of also the specific branches. So you have the linguistics, 4 words: morphology, syntax, semantics, and morphology, syntax, semantics, and phonetics. Those 4 words. And then I taught you the specific branches, which was a lot more words. And this class could go for the rest of our lives, and it just might. Okay. So, but I have to cut it short. I mean, you have to cut it, like I said before. You can't teach the same part of a class, like for a real long time, because then people lose interest, and want to go to something else, And my job is to teach you the whole. Everything I'm trying to teach you turns out to be infinitive. It all seems to be infinitive. I get on the computer and it's like they have like 15 more rhetoric that you need to look up the definition because you don't know. And some of them, how to pronounce it. The computer will pronounce it for you in a minute. So this here is under my linguistics. And I call this tools, kind of, too, this class. Okay, so I'm going to read. I'm looking to see if I want to read this to you. I think I do. But then it gets good, better, even better, because up here we got. Okay, why don't we do this? We'll do these last. Let's do this. This is stapled papers together. Then we'll do those last 4 pages last. This is all linguistics, okay? Okay, so law school has 3, well, maybe this part isn't linguistics, but that's okay. We're going to learn it right now. Law school has 3 main educational components. Number 1, law school in common law countries like the U.S. argue about a governed precedent, governs a new fact, situation. 2, law school, particular legal rules, quote, and then how to look up particular legal rules. 3, modern law school education in the U.S., learning what the law should be to normative thinking about the law. Okay, So I guess I'm kind of got stuck teaching like a part of another class. That's okay. We're all good. Let's keep going. Okay, so law schools are improving the techniques. Are improving the techniques. I have to sit up. That doesn't look right. There we go. All right. So, law school, particular legal rules. How to look up particular legal rules. 3. Modern law school education in the U.S. Learning what the law should be to normative thinking about the law. Law schools are improving the techniques taught there for determining what the law school should be. Are generally inferior to the techniques of available to the techniques available in other disciplines such as economics and philosophy. And I have the definition of those in that pile of papers. Economics and philosophies in that pile over there. Okay. And then Google, you could Google principle, whatever. Okay, that's good enough for that page. All right, let's move on. So this is the heart of legal thinking, okay? Analysis and synthesis. Analysis and synthesis. Main mode, M-O-D-E, main mode of thinking like a lawyer. We call it analysis and synthesis. Analysis and synthesis. When we're thinking like a lawyer, okay? Lawyers break legal questions. Lawyers break legal questions down into components or elements of a crime or a claim, and then analyze each component separately. Elements of the crime of murder include intent, causation, death and lack of excuse, we analyze each component separately, and then we synthesize the analysis for a complete understanding. Okay. A layperson might conclude that murder, theft, fraud, in the sense of common parlance. I'm not familiar with that word. Common parlance. Without questioning, it looks like in shorthand. Through the analytical steps required by law. Okay, laypersons reach conclusion less through the discrete analysis of components, but but historically, no, it's not. It's something listically. Let me see if my glasses can make sense. I was writing ink pen, and it's got highlighter over all these pages. See? That's what so that's what I'm dealing with. It's 2 years ago. Okay. Oh, holistically. Okay. So it's saying laypersons reach conclusion less through the discrete analysis of components, but holistically or impressionistically. or impressionistically, okay? Holistically and impressionistically. Got it. So we have behavioral scientists. My nose is itching. Okay. Whew. Behavioral scientist. Of confirming, no, have confirmed, this is shorthand, sorry, have confirmed human beings reach conclusions first, analyze later. The legal discipline, parentheses, or quote unquote, the legal discipline is attractive. It can slow things down analytically before reaching a conclusion. Okay? Before reaching conclusion. Okay? This style, analysis, and synthesis is good legal writing. First, okay, it got paragraph. First or section of your, let me put the glass on, see if I can make sense out of this word. Okay, this style, analysis, and synthesis is good legal writing. First paragraph or section of your argument, break the crime or claim into elements. And that's a colon. Okay, a colon. Let me read that again. So, this style, analysis, and synthesis is good legal writing. First, new paragraph, or section of your argument, break the crime or claim into elements. And then colon, analyze the claim. In subsequent or chapters, examine each separately. It says element separately to determine whether it's factually satisfied. Once you're finished, it's easy to synthesize or look at all the elements and see whether they comprise the crime or claim in question. Doctor finds no disease or the lawyer finds no claim. All of the elements of any known disease or claim are not satisfied. It's in uppercase, not satisfied. All of the elements of any known disease or claim are not satisfied. Good legal writing, like other expository writing, should be parsimonious, including precisely what is necessary to reach the conclusion, nothing more. Okay. So, too many more pages. Okay. So, all legal prohibitions, forbidding, or requirements, including those I lost my place. Okay. All legal prohibitions, forbidding, or requirements, including those in a contract, take the logical form of if-then, quote unquote. Satums, I'm not familiar. SATEMS, satums? I don't know. if XYZ, then they're trying to give you like an example, I guess. XYZ, then A, the initial analytical question asks if what is included in the quote if portion of the if. What is that? That's weird. If past tense, like an ed, then statement. I'm not sure, this is sounding goofy. It says letter A, the initial analytical question asks if that, what is included in the IF, whatever the hell IF is, I don't know, portion of the IF, past tense, then statement. Okay, it says then statement, question mark. The answer is that those are the elements of the crime or claim of the contractual obligation. The end of the second last paragraph. I don't know. In order to determine if what we read, the law or contract, and determine what conditions it specifies. What conditions it specifies. Okay? For the relevant legal consequences. Once we know the elements, we know what goes in the IF, quote unquote. I don't know, I wrote this 2 years ago. Sorry, guys, we'll have to figure out what quote IF, quote unquote is. So the if portion, the law specifies consequences, colon, the quote, then, unquote, portion. Is this analytical method is iterative and inductive. We don't know which potential if then, quote unquote, satums to consult until we see if some of the ifs, quote unquote, are satisfied. We look at those if then, quote unquote, statums. Oh, it's probably statements. That's my short. I'm sorry. Statements that are potentially satisfied by the facts we initially identify and pursue an evaluation to see if they are indeed fully satisfied. Start here, it says. This is not different from a doctor using different diagnosis to determine the disease that afflicts a patient. The doctor evaluates the person's condition and narrows the diagnosis as she adds to the facts of the elements. Just as the doctor asks first, does the patient complain? Second, does the patient have a fever? Third, is the patient coughing, etc., until she comes up with a diagnosis? So does the lawyer use a similar technique to come up with a claim. So doctor finds no disease or the lawyer finds no claim because all the elements of any known disease or claim are not satisfied. Exclamation mark. For example, for legal responsibility for a civil from a civil, this word's hidden. Here we go, wrong. W-R-O-N-G. Okay. For example, for legal responsibility for a civil, non-criminal wrong or tort, quote unquote tort, there must be, okay, 1, a duty, 2, a violation of duty, 3, causing, 4, harm, 5, to a person owed the duty, 6, where there is no defense such as necessity or contributory negligence. If each of these conditions is met, comma, then there is legal liability for the tort, T-O-R-T. The legal analysis consists of A, breaking down each legal rule into a list, B, evaluating each condition to see if all is met, so as to result in legal responsibility. Importantly, the elements are generally linked conjunctively, semicolon. If any condition is not satisfied, legal responsibility does not result. Analysis and synthesis answers every question regarding whether an act violates the law or is required by law. Analysis breaks the prohibition or requirement into component conditions, then sequentially evaluates each condition met. It's simple. You are done with all those pages. And now we have four pages left. Okay, wherever it goes, it goes. You're taking this education this way. Okay, we got I took the word 2 years ago when I started this. Okay, academics. I looked it up. Economics. I looked it up. I picked out some words I thought were good words to look up. So I looked up economics. Offers the strongest social scientific tools of empirical evaluation of the results of longest rules, quote unquote. Philosophy, I thought was a good word, is the strongest analytical tools, quote unquote, for evaluation of moral goals. I never thought you would relate philosophy to moral goals. That really fascinated me when I read that earlier today. Yeah, that really fascinated me. Okay, so this book synthesizes what it means to think, argue like a lawyer. Filter definitions by topics. All, physics, chemistry, I don't know, and then I scratch those words out, I don't know why. Principle, noun, number 1, a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior, or for a chain of reasoning. Example, the basic principles of Christianity. 2, a general scientific theorem, quote unquote, or law that has numerous special applications across a wide field. Okay, that one's done. Here's one. All right. The top of this one is getting in the way here. All right, here we are. Okay. So 3 main educational components. Countries like the U.S. is devoted to learning to argue about whether a given precedent governs a new fact. Okay, a new fact, situation, quote unquote. Number 2, law school is spent learning the specifics of particular legal rules and how to look up particular legal rules. 3, modern law school education in the U.S., learning what the law should be, hyphen, to normative thinking about the law. Law should be determining what they are generally inferior to the techniques available in other disciplines, such as economics or philosophy. After all, economics offers strongest social scientific tools of empirical evaluation. No, hold on. Is this evaluation or evolution? Could be either one. It's in shorthand. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Let's try this again. So, economics offers strongest social scientific tools of empirical evaluation of the results of the legal rules, while philosophy offers strongest analytical tools for evaluation of moral goals. I never thought of moral goals having anything to do with philosophy. But I guess if I take a minute right now and think about it, I think I can put those two words together. Okay? So we have 2 pages left. Principle is sometimes confused with principal, Principle, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. So you know I'm getting this from credible places. Is a comprehensive and fundamental law, doctrine, or assumption. How to use principle in sentence. Principle versus principal. I got to take my black platform stripper booties off. It's pushing on the top bone of my foot. See? There is my beautiful, it matches my black nails. Isn't that nice? This is my black stiletto, black patent, shiny stiletto platform booties. So we're going to take those off. Alrighty. And we'll put that there. I don't think it's that late, really. I've been coming out really late sometimes. I think I got out at like 10 tonight, which has been early for me. This is, early for me. Okay. Principle as sometimes... Oh, I already read that. Let's see here. Principle, Merriam-Webster, is a comprehensive and fundamental law, doctrine, or assumption. How to use principle in sentence, which is principle, LE, versus principal, similar to noun definition. Quote, the basics of Christianity, unquote. Similar, truth, comma, proposition, concept, idea, theory, postulate, assumption, okay, and noun is principle. 1, an accepted or professed rule of action or conduct. A person of good moral principles, quote unquote. 2, a quote, a fundamental, unquote, primary or general law or truth from which others are derived. Okay? The principles of modern physics. Number 3, fundamental doctrine or tenet. T-E-T-E-N, like tenet, E-T. Semicolon. A distinctive ruling opinion. Principles of the Stoics, okay, S-T-O-I-C-S. Okay, 4, basis of conduct or management, colon, to adhere to one's principles and more. Okay, empirical. I like that word, empirical. Okay? Used in the tools of argument. Okay, 1, originating in or based on observation or experience, shorthand, or experience, empirical data. 2, relying on experience or observation alone, often without due regard for system and theory and empirical basis for the theory. 3, capable of being verified or disapproved by observation or experiment, empirical laws. Economics offers the strongest social scientific tools of empirical evaluation of the result of, quote, legal rules, unquote. Okay, so you got to watch this over and over again for it to sink into your head. Okay, so word of the day, empirical, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. So it ultimately, here's where I got to put the glasses back on. Okay. This is ultimately traces back to the verb, period, quote unquote, meaning to try, comma, attempt or experiment. My goal is to enable you to adapt them to real life situations, quote unquote. Adapt them to, quote, real life situations, unquote. Anytime that you're arguing about principle, LES, comma, rules, comma, facts, or agreements, not principles, no, not limited, scratch that. You start with a new sentence. Not limited to courtroom or other legal settings. And that is all my words. So I liked teaching this class and part of my law class. I loved linguistics. It was the first class I decided I was going to teach when I started to teach on social media. But they can't see or hear me. They got to read, write. And it gets buried. And you can't do it. You can't do it on a social media where you're writing it or keying it. You know, I have to teach on audio-visual equipment. So, how'd you like these two classes? The first, the linguistics, which we really got a good dive into my linguistics class, and I'm all excited because it goes a lot. It can go infinity, like all the other classes. Yeah, you look up one word and there's 20 more to look up. You know, goes on and on and on and on. But that's fantastic. So all these classes that are infinitive, it gets us to study, and we learn more and more. And it's good, because then when you go out into the real world and you're socializing with people, it makes you look good when you can talk educational. So we will be teaching linguistics for years. So I would suggest you subscribe. I think you're going to love this class if you haven't subscribed yet. Because I teach so many different subjects, but I've learned to really slow it down. I learned to stop teaching in the same place, okay, in a class, okay. So there's like this linguistics where I taught there. Like, don't keep filming new videos, teaching more and more of this specific, a part of a class. Okay, like don't drag it on and on all at once, because then we all lose our interest. And we go to another video, and we want to learn all the classes. So I teach you some of the subject, and then I move on to another subject. But I have, the main subjects that will always be. And it started with linguistics. Well, law classes started first. Back in the 1960s, I realized I was meant to be a lawyer. And I used to watch Perry Mason in the 60s. He actually filmed his first episodes like back in the 50s, maybe 40s. Anyway, I used to watch Perry Mason work that courtroom and jury. And I loved it, and I watched it for hours, all his episodes. And so I already knew. So I didn't become a lawyer, but I did graduate with associate degree in paralegal studies, which is, close to being a lawyer. I mean, you got to do a lot more schooling, of course, to be a lawyer. But being a paralegal, I have to help do the research on the trial. I'm not just a legal secretary at all. I'm an assistant to a lawyer. I have to do, while he's in court with other clients, I'm busy on the internet researching for the trial, and keying up what I like, what I find, I'm putting together a good case as a paralegal assistant to a lawyer. He's in court with he's in court with one client, and I'm here researching the best I can come up with and start keying up a foundation for our trial, and building that foundation and building more and more. And you have to go into me as the paralegal again while he's in court. I'm continuing research for the trial. So, or we might have, more than one trial at once. I guess that's possible, unless you're in a high-profile trial, that's really going long time and all this stuff. Then you probably aren't involved in another trial, and that's basically what I like as a paralegal. And I'm a court reporter. I learned court reporting. I got 180 words a minute at both the same college, McCormick College. I can't keep telling this every show. Just watch all my talk videos, and you'll hear all about that stuff. So subscribe, join us. Our main classes are law classes, and the solar system, and outside our solar system in the universe, and the 9 planets, black holes and galaxies. And then I added a class, neurology. But I also added another class, neural terminology. So that'll just be word definition. But the neurology part of it will be teaching about the brain, your human brain, and how it functions, and what parts are called what. So ology is the suffix meaning the study of. And there's probably a million rhetoric out there with the suffix ology. So whenever, I'm getting acid. Here, I got a pink. I took a Tums. There's a million words out there with ology. And, so we always know when you see a word with the suffix ology, it's the study of that word. Like biology, the study of biology. Okay. So, we'll be doing mainly law classes, linguistics. I'm ready to go to town on that now again. Once I took that stupid 18-page complicated article out and said, forget it. It's too complicated. Now I can have a ball, and I was ready to go back to my linguistics that I started out with at the beginning of the show. So I did linguistics tonight, and I loved it. And I think you guys, you could understand. Well, I was stuttering a lot because I shouldn't use shorthand. I can read shorthand just fine, but if I'm in the front of a camera and I've got it written in ink, real sloppy with, because I'm not neat in cursive. I have to print to be neat. So anyway, that linguistics, I think you enjoyed. And see, when I read the dictionary definitions of the first 4 words and then the specific branches, the dictionary definition of that, I think you really enjoyed learning how much there is to linguistics. And there's so much more than this. Yeah, we're just getting started. So linguistics will be one of our biggest classes. Law classes will be one of our biggest. And I added neurology. And then outer space in the solar system. And so we're going to keep it, what did I say, about 4 subjects? That's what we're going to mainly keep. But sometime for fun, like I did last week, I'm gonna film a Q&A, and it'll be questions that people don't think to ask, or look up in the dictionary, like I did last week. Look for my my Diva sunglasses, and my white wool coat with the real tall, flipped up collar. Okay, I can't believe how people don't bother going in there. Like, she's all covered up. Hey, there's more to life, than a sexy costume. Okay? Go in that. I would be curious. I'd want to say, well, what would she want to be talking about? I'm goofing off, trying to entertain my fans and students and show a good time and have fun. That's what life is all about. So sometimes I'll dress, really diva, like the sunglasses and jacket. And instead of people being real curious, wow, I wonder what she's going to say on that. Instead, I'm not getting many hits on that white coat with the collar turned up and the shades. Go to the darn thing and watch it. You can learn, and you can hear funny things in costumes where the sweater's up to my neck, a turtleneck, I've busted 1,000 a few times now with high neck sweaters. My gray sweater with the pearls on the collar is a real good one, because I was talking about birds for some reason, and it brought me to a real, true lifetime story. So it was spontaneous, and that's why I call it Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva Show, because I'm smart, and I believe spontaneity is the key to life, the key to fun. It's a lot more fun than planning something. And so if you'll keep staying with my videos, and if you get, if it's long and you're getting tired of something, you can stop. If you freeze it, it'll be at the top of your laptop. But a lot of you might be doing this on cell phones. I don't know. I'm just saying you can come back to a talk video if it's getting too long, and you need to stop. You just do it at your own convenience, all of it, okay? But I would love for you to subscribe, and I told you the main classes I'll be teaching, but I do Q&As, and I actually get them from a book, and they think of things that people just don't think of. So go watch my White Jacket and Shades, and you'll see what my Q&A classes are like. It's things you'll never think of, and I'll bet you might not know most of the answers. Go check out my white coat and see if you know the answers to the Q&A. If not, and you don't know, then I guess you'll have to look it up. So how are all you guys doing out there? We've had beautiful weather in Chicago. It's been warm the whole winter. Yeah, I feel like we moved to California, Florida. I wasn't even wearing a jacket on Christmas Eve. Those whole months, I was hardly wearing it. Right around and well, the whole fall, the whole fall, and then into winter in Chicago, I barely needed a jacket. And the week of Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I didn't need a jacket to run around. No, it was just a really light jacket. You know, we've just had the warmest, beautiful weather that we could have all winter. But I would like to have had a white Christmas Eve and a white Christmas Day. And usually Chicago, not usually, every year Chicago has always had a nice snowstorm for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We just had one a year or two ago, not that long ago, where I think we got screwed on no snow on Christmas, which never happens in Chicago. And then we got screwed this year, where I was running around without a jacket. The 23rd, December 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, I think I was running around without a coat on. That's how warm it was. Yeah. So you'll have a lot of fun if you subscribe. And please hit my like and subscribe. See my white teeth? You can see my white teeth if you subscribe. I want all the people in the whole wide world to subscribe to Melinda, because I have so much to teach. And as you can see, if you're new, this linguistics, I'll bet you never came across a teacher that taught you all that rhetoric and definitions. Nobody even thinks of that rhetoric. The 4 categories under linguistics, and then all the specific branches. I'll bet you never had a teacher teach you all the specific branches of linguistics either. Even if you got a bachelor's degree, I'll bet you haven't had it. See, that's why I'm the best teacher, because I think of stuff that your teachers just don't think of, see? And I'm not working for anybody. I'm not working in a college or a grammar school or a high school or junior high school. I'm working on my own. So nobody's telling me, you got to teach this way, and this is what you're teaching. Nobody going to do that with Melinda. It's my way or it's the highway. I'm not working on the internet for anybody. I don't care if I get, they pay me good. I won't enjoy it, And they'll be telling me the subjects I have to teach and the subjects I can't teach, Well, actually, I won't be doing too much of classes that you can't teach, actually, to tell you the truth. In my life stories, I might swear a little bit. Me and my friends, we can get angry in a fun way, get angry in a fun way, and scream at, on the internet at people, jokingly, like I've told, if you haven't been on long to my show, let me tell you. So what I tell the people is, sometimes a spontaneous life story will just come out of my head. Watch the gray sweater with the pearls in the collar. It's like the first, second, or third row. You have to go, when you go into my Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva show, when you go in there at Melinda Ivkovitz, uppercase Melinda, uppercase Ivkovitz, and you go in there, it's gonna, 9 times out of 10, it pops up under home. There's a rhetoric list that goes across horizontally. Well, you don't want to be in home. You want to click into video, okay? And that will put all your talk videos in chronological order. And you'll see all the rows at once together. Real beautiful. Yeah. Under that home, they throw some different videos from somewhere else in my in my site. For you, like for Melinda, they're deciding what I'm gonna like, how they gonna know, and they throw that stuff up there. So no, when you get into my YouTube, if it's under home, you have to press video, and then it puts them in order. Like this, you'll get this. If tomorrow you go in my thing, this is the first thing you'll see, because it's the last thing that will be filmed. So, getting back real quick, I wound up telling a really good bird life story because I just said the word bird for some reason in that gray silver sweater with the pearls on the collar. I just said the word bird, and all of a sudden, oh my God, that reminds me of something that happened to me like over 2 years ago in our back parking lot. And I told the story. Go to that gray sweater with the pearls in the collar. But you got to subscribe. And it's going to tell you the funny real-life story that happened to me and the birds. And if you're old enough to know Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, where they end up attacking people, and they're like black crows, and they end up attacking people and pecking their heads. Excuse me, my nose is itching. They end up attacking the people and attacking their heads. Beep, beep, meep, with their beeps. What do you call it? Beaks, with their beaks. Yeah. So they come flying in gangs in the movie. They come flying in gangs. Like they showed a part where it was kids, in a grammar school with the teacher. She ends up dying. So I don't know if you're old enough for Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. I was so scared when I saw it for the first time in the 60s. I woke up in the middle of the night seeing birds coming through the corner of my bedroom. That's where they came in a room when the lady went upstairs to look on, was it one kid or two? I can't remember. And Alfred Hitchcock did Psycho. But I ended up telling a whole story about birds. And birds really can get crazy. I don't want to say too much. No, I don't want to ruin the story. Just go to the gray sweaters on the top or second or third row. One of the newest. It's already busted 1,000 hits on that one. Yeah. So go watch the bird story. So what I'm saying about my site is, like, this time that bird story came out spontaneously. Tonight, this afternoon, I started thinking, you know what? I haven't been in a mood to record a life story lately. I just haven't. I've been more like, I want to teach. I'm not in the mood to tell a life story, But this afternoon, I says, I think I want to tell them a story, a true story that happened to me. So in that case, this is not spontaneous. And when I go to tell that story, which has actually about 4 stories that go together out in California, both in Bel Air and Santa Monica. So that would be like a few life stories out there. And that's what I wanted. So I said, I'll do what I just did now, taught you the class, and then I'll tell them the fun life stories, or even at least just one. Well, I've got Santa Monica 2 times, but nobody's hitting the green costume. My Japanese blouse, green, with a beautiful blue-green suede jacket. Nobody's hitting it. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense. Because the other one says Santa Monica, and it's got twice as many hits. Why are they fixated on the title Santa Monica on that one? Both of them I'm wearing high-cut sweaters. So it has nothing to do with a sexy low-cut top or anything. And they won't hit the one of the Santa Monicas. It's very weird. So I'm going to tell that story over again because nobody will watch that one and hit it. And so I was going to do that tonight, but I think I took so long with that class. I was having trouble reading, and I'm sorry about that. But, well, I'm going to cut this. If I get in the mood, I really don't think so. I think it's too late. Yeah. Because all the stories in Santa Monica are and one in Bel Air are all long stories. And it got later, and so maybe in the day tomorrow, if I can find a private place, and good lighting, maybe tomorrow or tomorrow night. Maybe I'll just only do all these stories in Santa Monica. Or I might only do 2 at a time. Yeah, otherwise you won't enjoy it. It'll be too much. I could do 1 to 2 stories in Santa Monica or the one in Bel Air or something. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if I'm even filming tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. Because there's some things I got to get up and do. So, all you people out there who haven't watched me before, subscribe and start jumping around in the middle of the videos and just checking it out. But if you just look at the beginning of a video and say, oh, I don't like that subject, and I'm going to go check something else out. If you sit through all my video, a lot of times I'll talk 10 different subjects. A lot of my classes, well, they all, after class, are spontaneous. I do not plan anything I'm going to say after class, except if I decide I'm going to tell a life story. Now, that's not spontaneity. I'm planning to tell the story. And I will tell you, I plan to tell you this story. This didn't just hit me spontaneously, and you'll know when it's spontaneous, because you'll just see it happen, you'll just see it happen, and so you'll know when it's spontaneous. But when it's not spontaneous, I will. Oh, my black nails look so beautiful. I love them. Look at that, with the black leather lace on my bustier. Yeah, so the planned stories I will tell you up front. Oh, I decided I was in the mood tonight to tell you some life story or 2. I thought I would do it tonight, but I don't want to now. I think I've had enough for tonight. I may even take off tomorrow, but I'm going to keep making a film of 1 or 2 life stories in Santa Monica. I'm going to keep that in mind to do it maybe in the near future. I really was in the mood this afternoon, but I wasn't together to be able to do it in the afternoon, but we will get to some planned life stories. And I like to keep my YouTube channel considered a happy, exciting, fun, comedy, comical, comedy, laughter, happiness. That's what I want Miss Melinda's Spontaneous Smart Diva show to be thought of. It's a happy, fun place to go. Hey, let's go to Miss Melinda's YouTube channel. She's always got something fun to say or very educational. And most of all the classes, you should find all of them. Some people might not be interested in some of the subjects. Some people might say, oh, I have no interest in space at all or the solar system. That's fine. I got a million other subjects. For every subject you don't like, I got 100 that you do like, And like I said, after I teach the class, it's all spontaneity. I don't plan anything I'm going to say unless I plan to tell you a life story. Other than that, once the class is taught, there's no planning. This is all spontaneous. And that's what makes this show so much fun. So I'm going to let you guys go so I can upload this. I'm dying to see it. And I watch my videos almost every day because I still have to memorize. I can't remember everything I say to you. I don't have all these videos memorized, and probably not too many people do. So I keep listening and watching a little bit each day. Just do a little bit each day until I get it, But so I would suggest also, I would love for you to learn to study my judicial system classes. That's a law class, and it's finished. So if you start studying the judicial system, it's a finished class. So you won't get dropped off a cliff, if you study my judicial system. It starts at the bottom when I first started the channel. So there's one with a black hat, and I think there might be one more of judicial system down there at the bottom. And then come up, and then rows 2 and 3, all the judicial system and the top row got bounced down for making new videos. So the judicial system got knocked down to the second, third rows, I think. Just look for all those judicial systems. They're titled. And there's 4 categories, and you're going to learn all 4 categories, and the class is complete. So I suggest you study that. You will enjoy it. You need to learn it, and it's good when you go out with people. You can talk intelligently, Education is the key to life. Spontaneity is the key to life. Living in the moment. Enjoying one of Miss Melinda's audio visuals. Let's go to Miss Melinda's house and party and have fun. Yippee! See, I like to act like a little girl sometimes. My girlfriend likes to act like a little girl sometimes. We like to play on swings, except I don't know where any swings are. Okay. So, everybody that has not been here, subscribe, please, and learn that judicial system. But I want you to watch the judicial system is 2 and 3. I don't know if there's anything left on the first row, but the first 3 rows are real good to do. But you got to jump down for the judicial system. You got to jump to the bottom with the black hat on my head. But I'm going to be falling all over the place because I'm trying to stand up and hold the tablet. And I was just starting out. So I'm dropping the tablet, falling all over. I'm having trouble talking. And you're going to see that in a lot of videos where I'm fussing. I was just struggling in that pink costume I just did on Friday night. I was struggling after all this experience, fighting in a fist fight with my tablet. So if ever my head is straight, and frozen, and I'm talking all over, having trouble talking, or I did have to reread stuff tonight, but that was because it was too sloppy, old writing, notes. So come aboard and subscribe. Okay, I'm going to go get in my electric blanket. And I think I'm going to get me a nice hot cocoa. All right. So hit my like button, please, and subscribe, and come join us. Okay, good night.